We're live. We're live? All right. Okay, everyone. Thank you for joining us on our membership meeting for August 18th, 8 p.m. A couple of items. Really, if you could sign in on the sign-in link, il.familab.org/sign-in. While we're talking through everything, that'd be great. And we'll do an open discussion at the end, so please mute any phones, speakers, etc. until the end. Raise your hand for any questions as we talk through the agenda.
See, a lot of you guys not actually on the sign-in page.
Yes, I did just do it because I forget often as well. So
I used to stand up there and ask people to do it, and I never do it.
Yep. So I did it before we started. So starting with the usual membership, we're at 70 full-pay members and 15 special cases. We did have a significant sign-up last week that are not in here. Just want to be clear. So we will have a couple more at the end of the day. We did have one cancel and a few pickups, so I want to make sure we do the math right. But we will be over 70 paying members by next month. Yes. Which leads right into the financials. Our P&L for July, $980 in the positive. So those of you that have been with us for a while, that is a big win. And year to date, I just looked it up. 340. That H is a typo. $3,400 year to date. As we talked through it, we get hit with a lot of bills. We usually don't talk about year to date. January, we have a lot of annual bills that hit us. We start out the year at a negative. Things like our Adobe subscription, some insurance subscriptions, etc. Those come through, but we're still at a year-to-date positive $3,400. So that's a big deal.
3,400. That's not 300.
No, it is $3,400.
Holy shit. Whatever. I leave when you guys start making money.
It was all up, we all stand on big shoulders, my friend.
I'm just kidding.
It's all on big shoulders.
So awesome.
But yes, between everything that we've been going through, ups and downs, lefts and rights, we are at $3,400 positive year to date. That really kicked in about April. We've been running a slight positive about there. So good news that we're there for now. We have a couple other bills that'll hit later in the year that I just know from being treasurer last year. I know is going to dip in and out, and we're going to talk about a couple of expenditures that are coming. They're going to cut into that a little bit from a year-to-date perspective, but we will net the year in a positive. So it's a big win for the lab. And then I'm starting off with lab safety. We've had a couple of things happen recently that I want to make sure. One, please think about other people when you're doing lab stuff. Specifically, though, the metal lathe chuck has been left in the chuck. In the turn, I'm not a metal person, so please, anybody who's better at this, tell me. But we've left the chuck in the spindle, which means if you actually turn it on, it'll throw out. We have a home for it, so it's not in it. Please make sure you take it out and put it in the home. It's been in the Slack channel a couple of times now. And the metalworking side, please look at it. And if anyone has questions, let us know.
Next step is tying up on a spring, so you have to physically put effort into keeping it in there, which is going to be annoying.
Yes.
Then after that, it's going to get locked up, and you have to check it out.
Yeah, I jumped straight to the next step is locking it up and making it like you get access to it. But yes, that is very much a risk. And I don't know who's been doing it. I don't care. I just want to highlight it. There could be somebody who got taught a different practice, but that is not our practice here. It needs to not be sitting in the chuck because if you turn it on accidentally, it'll spin out and potentially hit you. And then the other one is we do have children coming through. We have a robotics group that comes and hangs out that are middle schoolers. There's people that come in occasionally with their kids. Be mindful of things that are left in public spaces, specifically things like bathrooms, the classroom, the lounge. Again, their parents are responsible, but if we do not leave sharp objects in the bathroom where they might not be seen, that would be greatly appreciated. Whereas we continue to be, again, we are an 18 over club. However, people can bring their children, and we have events that are working with more and more younger people, not necessarily under 18, but that's just not a good idea anyway to keep a sharp object in places where people would not expect them. So please continue to focus on that. I'm scrolling down. Maker Fair. I will continue to beat on this all day. November 7th and 8th weekend, we have Education Day on the 6th where we will be participating. I have asked for the day off. We need a couple volunteers for that. Look for the volunteer sign up to come out shortly, but think about what you can do for that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday time frame. We'll put that out shortly. I say go out tonight. That might be optimistic after I put it together, but by the end of the week, that will go out. And then our toy project demo is this guy. It is a nice little hippo that will have the mounting. This is the demo. That's why it doesn't quite work. We need to make a couple of small tweaks on really just one drill spot. That's what we're going to be working on, similar to the alligator from last year. And then our Carbon 13 project has been a huge success. Thank you, Ricky, for driving that through. We'll have more notes about where we stand on that, but we're in a good place with that going forward. And I'm going to stop there. John's going to add some commentary.
Whenever the wood shows up, I'll help get those events scheduled for the build outs on those hippos. I've got a number of odds and ends projects. Ricky also has his marble challenge pretty much done, I think.
It is, yes, it's currently fully designed and tested. It's just printing now.
Cool. Not listeners, we will have, by next meeting, we'll have the list of who's presenting with us to make our city block, as I like to call it, take up space. But yes, Ricky's one of them. We have 2 tables. The toy project is now getting its own dedicated space. FamiLAB will have its own dedicated space. We have some additional items coming from some other members. John's got a dedicated space. We'll partner with our sewing friends as well. So we'll have that list of what that kind of looks like, a little bit more detail for the next month's meeting. But all that's moving forward. And to your point on wood, the goal is to have made a big purchase heading into like just after Labor Day weekend and set that up. So we'll have directions on where those files are. The digital files are saved on Nextfile, so I can definitely share them, and we'll have events on the calendar for helping with that. But there's going to be milling lumber, making the cuts, glue ups, and stand-ups. Those are the kind of steps that we learned about last year, and those will all be parts as we get ready for November. Cool. Moving into the FabLab. 3D printed play was a huge success. Thank you for those that came out. We went from a day at that moment. Unfortunately, we were down to a printer and a half, as we like to call it, working because we had some challenges with one of the A1s, which is a rare event, but we had that. But at this point, we have both A1s, the K2, and the Prusa Mini, all working in great condition. So that is huge. We did schedule it already. I've been saying December just to make sure we don't get backlogged like we did before. Just general maintenance, moving, calibrating if needed, etc. Going from there. But in that space as well, the Epilogue laser could use some new features. The new mirrors, lens, and belts. Kyle, thank you for the reminder on the belts. Just want to call that out. We are looking for some donations for that. Those are things that we get rolled up. All in, that's roughly $100 if we get all those components. I might be downgrading the mirrors a little bit because I haven't found the exact ones yet.
The belts we kind of need to get from Epilogue. The lenses are pretty generic.
Yeah.
We can probably get from elsewhere. The Chinese versions will probably be fine.
Yep.
But the belts we really need to get from Epilogue.
If you get a hold of Lily, I think last time she ordered the belt, I think she figured out which one it was and was able to get it from somewhere else.
The
That's
last
all
two
that's in
belts
there.
we used were Epilogue belts.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
If you get the serial number on the back of the log, it's not relevant to plug it in.
Yeah. I'm going to be adding those to the Amazon wish list, but roughly speaking, we're not talking about the big tube or anything. But we're looking for if we can get $100 worth roughly of donations to help pay for that, so we're not dipping in to the general fund. That'd be really appreciated because that's general wear and tear. But we like to leave it out to the laser people that use that regularly. So a handful of people, 10 to 20 bucks, we can get there pretty easily. We'll talk later when we decide about a tube at some point. But want to put it out there. Learning Classroom, no changes from last meeting. Anime Night running strong. Thanks Douglas. Thanks John Douglas with a nation and 2 S's. Not the other John Douglas, but that's one of our longest. That is our longest running consistent event at the lab. So I want to throw out kudos to that. It's great. We enjoy it. I'm glad to have it. And then Fiber Arts on Wednesday is probably number 2 at this point. Actually, it is. Forget it.
Well, Fiber Arts?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. They do Wednesdays. I don't quite understand the Sunday spread. So Eileen, if you want to jump in and promote the Sundays that Diane's doing, if you know better than I do, since I haven't seen you in a little bit, but they're here on Sundays as well. So if you can't make a Wednesday in the middle of the day, there is a Sunday event.
That's the gist of it. Some people can't make Wednesdays, and working women are signing up on Sundays.
Okay, so
So
it's,
they're doing both then?
so it's on our calendar. It's not as regular. The Wednesdays are every Wednesday. The Sundays a little more hit or miss.
Or by appointment.
Okay,
Sorry.
but it's on there. And if you have, thank you for the by appointment. If you want to, if you reach out and you can't make a Wednesday, Diane's flexible about some Sundays. So please let her know if you want to learn about a little more about sewing and work with them. And they're partnering with us as well. Our outreach meetings. That is always a please. We could use more people, more hands makes less work on their outreach meetings. Our next one will be right before Labor Day. Candidly, I think that's the next one. But it's virtual. You don't need to be here. Please join. We're working on stuff. Our big focus right now is going to be Maker Faire. However, there's some outstanding stuff that always needs to be done. If you're not part, if you you can't help or just for whatever reason don't want to help with Maker Faire, it's great. We have some other things that we can hand off to some more hands. So please join, bring those questions up, and give ideas. We're all for it. Again, membership's been growing fairly regularly. It's great to see. There's other options for us to also help fund the lab, so we want to talk about all of those. All right, that is kind of the end of the usual. Couple of other items. Our bylaws. If you weren't here for last week, Florida state law changed. We need to revise our bylaws. With that, we're going to look at opening up both match the law, but also some things have just changed over. Last time we did this almost 10 years ago. Just some opportunity. We got a couple people asked that have joined the committee. We don't want it to be not just board. We're asking for some non-board members to join as well. So please, I'm going to put a calendar on. It's going to be a weekend in late September. I'm just trying to figure out a couple of work schedule things for myself. If you can help, I'd love to have you. We will do it hybrid. We're trying to meet in a location that can be mixed, that won't be here, just so we don't get pulled into anything that's lab related while we're having this important conversation. But the first one will be in September. We'll probably do a finished one in January. The goal is to send out to the membership a draft in January to vote on them in March at our annual meeting. I don't think there's anything shocking in what we need to do, but there's some things we need to clean up, and it's an opportunity to clean up like the other things that are on the edges of the. We kind of do the things this way now, we should probably codify that. So please reach out to me specifically if you are interested. We have a dedicated private Slack channel for the bylaws if you're interested in having a conversation. And if you can't be here in person, we understand, but we'd like to do everything together. And maybe we'll have some food and drinks and have a good time about it. Well, just trying to make it a little bit of fun.
So March or April?
March is our yearly annual meeting, so the vote will be there. Well, we want to get out in January, give everybody roughly 2 months to digest and make an opinion before the vote goes on. All right. Student discounted membership. We talked about this last month. We opened it up for conversation and we heard almost nothing. So we are planning to go forward with a $50 monthly membership option if you're a student, and a student requires you to have current student ID. We're going to review this quarterly, and you have to do at least a quarterly presentation based on what you're going to school for. The impetus for this was our UCF rocketry group that's been coming and working on stuff. They're not the only ones that have asked in the past. Now that we're in a positive cash flow situation, I think that'd be good if we could do it with Seminole, Valencia, et cetera. If again, we asked last month for people to give us any feedback, we've had nothing. So we are going to be updating the website and make that a viable option going forward. This is kind of the last chance to say anything. Going once, going twice, go one yes, got a couple other thumbs up. All right. I don't think it seems pretty straightforward, but I wanted to make sure there were no concerns. Great. Moving on to building. biggest one, we have a cleanup day scheduled for 8/22. I will send an announcement out tomorrow to remind everybody, but it was on the calendar since last month. We always have standard cleanup that doesn't get done regularly, deeper dusting, deeper bathroom cleans, etc. Always can use people for that. But big picture with some of the changes in the FamiLAB, we want to do a reorg of that, update that a little bit. Paint for the server closet, we all we have is primer on that right now, so we're gonna clean that up. Candidly, I'm being a little bit selfish. I'm gonna get some blue paint as the base because I want to make it look like a TARDIS when we're done with it all. I think it'll just be fun. If anybody has a problem with that, let me know if I haven't bought the paint yet. But I will buy the paint. I will do the paint and we'll deal with the top part after that. But that's kind of my thought there.
How are you gonna make the inside bigger than the outside?
How are we making this?
That's called mirrors.
Just poke the hole in the wall so it goes straight to the three.
Yeah, we're just gonna walk through it. We'll do some tool maintenance as well. If anyone has anything that they've noticed that needs to be updated, please shoot a note over in lab ops and management. There's a million things we could be doing. I want to make sure it's a combination of just clean up, make things look good. One thing's on my head is the space behind the wood lathe. We have some stuff there that probably needs to be purged or moved. Things like that. I just want to make everything work as well as they can and be cleaned up a little bit. We'll do the next one post Maker Faire, maybe first of the year kind of prep. So think about it that way. But one thing that we want to talk about is the purge table is going to be utilized. We have not used a purge table officially in a long time. We don't have dedicated space for a purge table, which is we will pull stuff down. If it doesn't work, we don't know what it is. We don't think we need it in here. We're gonna put it on the purge table and post it on the Slack. If we don't hear from you in 2 weeks, it moves to either garbage or sale. If somebody wants to buy a purge table item, they can propose it, which is great because it helps the lab. But if not, it's probably going to trash.
2-week period.
Yeah. It's a little bit tighter than our old school version, but because we're trying to do it from a cleanup and we don't have the space to leave a table out for that kind of long like we used to have in the old space. If somebody shows interest, wants to have a conversation, you can always make exceptions. But generally speaking, there's a lot of stuff that's not working. We're not sure what it is. Don't care. Nobody cares. I think a lot of that can be gone fairly quickly.
There's a channel in Slack called Purge. Used to use it.
Yes. And that's where we will post everything. And we will send that announcement out before Saturday on in announcements, just so everyone knows it exists, because they haven't signed up. But the ask will be, if you say you want something, you got about 2 weeks to get it to. Jeff.
What time is that on Saturday?
We're starting at 10 a.m., but it's going throughout the day, and you don't need to be here all day. I will be here. I'll be here early. I will be here all day till it ends. But also, August is my month of having a little more time, so I'm going to try to do it before my work schedule takes over. So, yes, we'll be here starting at 10. If anybody wants to come early and start dusting, I'm not going to tell them no. But 10 a.m. is when I will be here to start giving some sort of direction, etc. And then throughout the day. The big thing is we've had significant changes in the FamiLAB. I want to make sure that's as clean as possible. The wood shop is wood shop and metal shop, I want to be fair, is very clean. We are in a great place from cleanliness. There's always opportunity to organize a little bit better and make small changes. Specifically, that's why I called out the wood lathe behind the space. There's stuff there that's not really meant to be there. We need to do something with that. Let's make a decision, etc. But bathrooms, other stuff needs to come. So
what's the stance if we clean this up and vacate some of the space, and in 2 weeks some mysterious item shows up in formerly vacated space? What grounds do we have for purging these mystery things that continually show up in nooks and crannies and they're unlabeled and doesn't have someone's name on? I can think of 5 things off the top of my head already that are in spaces that I've cleaned. That now I don't know who they are. I don't know what they are. I mean, I know what they are, obviously, but some things do get purged and have been purged already.
yes,
With the exception of a few storage areas up top, it's generally, if it's not labeled, it's for lab use.
And if you need to move it out, shoot a note. The ask would be, again, being kind to everybody involved. Take a photo, send it on the Slack. Be like, hey, I saw this. Can we get rid of it or move it, etc. If they're not responsive, that means please do what you need to do. Give it a good amount of time. Like, give it a good week.
Yeah.
This is not a formal rule that we have internally, but again, to be nice to everybody. They might have ran out the door because they got a call. We don't know. Shoot a note. Be like, hey, I saw this. It's in the way. First off, if you can move it to a spot and it's out of the way and we're good with it for a bit, let them know you moved it, share it, etc. But if it sits there for a longer period of time, let somebody from border ops know, and we can follow up with them again and do that.
Well, so far nobody's cried about it getting got hurt, so I think
There is that.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Outside of try not to proactively throw stuff away that looks useful, but if it's like it's questionable or broken, shoot a quick note, give it a couple of days, please. Just for everybody's gonna get a key to the lock I'm gonna put on the dumpsters, except for Jeff. Apparently, is what's gonna happen. Can you go back up a little bit? I lost it. John, can you just scroll back up? It's right there. Cool. Up a little bit down. Cool. If you can't make it, we're gonna work through a list on the board. We'll leave it up, and anybody who just can't come in afterwards, we'll like see what's left from a deep cleaning perspective. I'm not gonna prioritize things like mopping up the floor here, etc., for people that might not be able to come that day. It's gonna be a lot of time in the back. It's not on the list, but open house is also at the same time. I went back and forth about that, but this is the weekend that people picked in general. I do think having people here doing stuff while people might walk through is actually a good thing, and shows the commitment to the left. So I'm not changing that.
We can get the people who are coming by to help us out.
Yes, I will have extra rags for the people that walk through. Exactly. But I do want to highlight that as well. I think it's important for people to know that we are committed to making this place safe, clean, usable, and that is an opportunity to do so. So leaving that on there as it is, but I just wanted everyone to know that there will be an open house. So prepared for some strangers to walk through this place.
I've got something to add on that. During the X-Tool event, we developed a list, a light cleaning and a deep cleaning list, so we don't have to reinvent the wheel on this, which is nice. And that'll be posted up so that everybody can see what that looks like.
Yes. For those on the phone, in case you didn't hear, for the X-Tool event, we created a deep clean and a normal clean list. We're going to utilize that as our basis for the start of this conversation, for this meet day, but we'll keep that running as well and cross stuff off that we can't get to. Scrolling down to summer AC indoors. In case anyone didn't notice, it's hot in Florida right now. We are, particularly the classroom AC, cannot keep up with the heat that we're having. Recently, we've had people come out to look at that. We're gonna have somebody that's not attached to the landlord take a look just to be safe. But honestly, our compressor's on the roof in the middle of these hot days, with the sun coming through the windows, it's gonna struggle to keep this space particularly cool. But we'll see if there's anything we can do to improve that over time. But I just want everyone to know that one, it's going to be hot in the classroom for the next month or so. We'll do what we can do. Two, right now, unless you're using the laser, open the door in the FamiLAB. We have a weird situation where the AC for the FamiLAB is a little oversized for what it needs to cool, and this one's a little undersized. So if we open them two up, it kind of balances out and it works together. Like today's not too bad. There's some fans. So let's leave that door open as long as we can. We're going to update some signage to encourage that. Keep everything for the warehouse as closed as possible. And let's just get to October. But we're going to make sure that the Freon's tracked all that. But the compressor's on the roof. There's only so much we can do when it's really hot. And we have really hot windows getting sun all day long. So please. But if you're using the laser, make sure the temperature in the FamiLAB is closed. If you need to close the door, please do so. It's more important to be uncomfortable out here a little bit, but make sure the laser doesn't get beat up than that. And then there's an update. In our last board meeting, we approved spending some money to buy a new commercial door system to replace what we have here. We love what we have. It's been working pretty good recently, but we want to make sure that we don't have any problems with members getting access. So we're going to work through that. Timing more to come. We made sure that we shouldn't have to make any significant changes to people who've already got fobs. They'll work. We can upload all of those. All those steps are going forward, but I just wanted everyone to know that there's going to be a change in the door system to a unified dedicated system. So
We're using access.
what's that?
We're using access then, nice.
Yeah.
That was my question, I wanted to know.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Right. When we talked about it years ago, there was concerns about being able to upload our current. Trying to change out everybody's badges was a concern. It's been working really well. Like, to be fair, so this isn't it's a priority because we want to make sure everybody has access and it's not a problem, and we know if our service will work. But it's with some of the software changes, it hasn't been as big of a challenge as it had been very early on, but we're going to move forward with that just to make sure that we don't have that problem going forward.
Kudos to Kyle for doing the legwork.
Yes.
Figuring that out.
And then yeah. I'm going to interrupt Kyle with a side story to say kudos to Kyle for doing the legwork to make sure that we could translate everything that we kind of, generally speaking, everything we currently have will work going forward, so we don't have to do a massive upgrade, or we don't have to make everybody get fobs. We don't have to make all that changes.
I should say we'll export.
Yeah. There was two concerns going forward. One was cost, but we're now in a place where cost is less of a concern. We still need to be frugal, but
Surprisingly, those bits have gotten cheaper.
and so randomly, apparently they don't use RAM or SSDs. But also the most recent upgrades will allow us to use what we already have and just upgrade over time. So we don't need to, nobody's going to lose access because we switched out the door. And then with the weather stuff, please report any leaks. I've said this last month and the last couple of months. If you see a leak in the space, send it to Lab Ops and Management, but please send a photo and the best description you can about where it's at. We know we'll send it to the landlord, he'll get somebody out, but that helps them try to find it. And the best description you can give us is huge for that. And then I didn't put the link on this one, but we do have on our website a inclement weather policy. What we will do if a storm comes through here. Generally speaking, if school slows down, we close down, or it closes off access to the lab until we know it's safe and nothing got messed up. That's the generic rule of thumb. Fingers crossed. We're already into mid-August. We've been okay. We made it through last year with that one, but the first year we had some problems. So going with that.
I might also mention that because of the fact that there have been door access issues, if we have to close down, I know we post on Slack, but unfortunately not everyone ever looks at Slack. So we should make sure we put a sign on the door if we have to close to say, hey, we're closed due to inclement weather. Your key fob doesn't work on purpose.
Never did do that.
Well, I assume that the weather's bad enough that we had to close. They weren't driving up here, but you're right.
That is
Yeah.
not the case.
Well, Mike's like, I was here. No, no, that's a great idea. No, thank you. If that's not on our list, we'll make sure we add it to our steps. It's a great point. We did not do it last time. We had to, which was 2 years ago.
I feel like that's obvious too. Why didn't you? Sorry.
I mean, we could laser cut one and put it on the door.
It's the term.
You have to put it on the inside though, so it doesn't fly off. Like there's.
Oh well, that's no fun.
Oh no, we have one of the dancing guys. Let's put him outside.
Oh, perfect.
No, that's a great reminder, Mike. Thank you. That's a good point.
Tie a chicken to a string, and if the chicken is missing, the lab is closed.
And middle fingers and stick them on the end of the arm.
The whole chicken's got to be missing though, because if it's just a leg left, it was probably pregnant.
It was like a box or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll work on the
all right. All right. Moving on down the road. Those were everything I had from an agenda perspective. Again, before we get
It's
to
not
Adam,
chicken related. That's why.
before we get to Adam and Mike, I do want to highlight again one call out. before we go to other things is one of our board members might be moving to South Bend, Indiana to go to school at Notre Dame. So Jack, I just want to like give you a call out for that. He's going to stay on as a remote board member until at least March, which also means you need to look at new board members by March. So I want to put that out there now, but also thank you for everything you've done. I know for a fact some of the work you did on the website has given us some of the membership bump that we just saw. I don't know what magic you did. I don't know what it is. It's not my forte. But something happened where all of a sudden we saw more people finding us through the website. So thank you for the time you spent on that, and thank you for in advance for what's coming, because I know you're going to continue to help us out and go to school in Notre Dame, which isn't exactly a walk in the park. So first of all, I wanted to call that out. And then second, again, I'm going to ask, please, if you would have any queries, want to be part of the bylaws conversation for this lab and how we're like going forward. We have to make changes, do the Florida state law changes, but we're going to look at everything as an overall and just make sure we're there. Please shoot me a note and we'll put you in that conversation and we'll invite you to the meetings. I'd like to do them in person as much as possible, but I know that there will be people that need to be virtual. That's understandable. It'll be hybrid. But just the more people that can be here in person, the more fun we can have after the long, hard conversations we have. So I just want to put that out there. And now I'm going to open it up for, and he beat you in the.
That's fine. This is about chickens.
Yours is probably gonna bring it anyway.
Oh,
I was just gonna say, for Maker Faire, I will be going for the setup and the breakdown. And I have an enclosed trailer in case there's any kind of weather issues. It's not a huge trailer, but it's like a 4x8 maybe. So if you have projects that you want, what I'm planning on doing is stopping here first. We'll load up here and then I'll have a setup. So we'll get into the specifics, but just so you guys know, me how got that and my truck.
Is there a way to have that trailer here pre that day?
Yeah, I can do that.
Just if you can drop it like maybe the weekend
Yeah, I can do it
before,
on the weekend.
then we can like load it up and it'll be ready to go.
That works.
Cool. Mike.
Mine is also Maker Faire related. If you don't like FamiLAB a whole lot, but you still want to help out with Maker Faire, you can volunteer to help out with Maker Faire. They have stuff that starts happening on the Monday before the fair. Load in at the fairgrounds starts happening on Wednesday. And then load out continues through Tuesday. So there are lots of opportunities to help if you need to get your community service hours or work off probation or something like that. That is an option. If you also feel like you want to be part of the Maker Faire official crew, if you want to be a person who's there essentially all day Saturday and all day Sunday helping not FamiLAB, but helping the fair as a whole, that is also an option. I will post both the sign-up links for the fair volunteer and also the fair crew into the Maker Faire channel if you don't like FamiLAB as much as you like Maker Faire. Now, the two are not mutually exclusive. You could help out with Maker Faire like Monday through Thursday and then help out FamiLAB Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you could like double dip into the hours if you need them. So anyway, it's coming soon. I would also say, in addition to the trailer thing, if there's enough interest, enough projects, we have before rented a box truck, like a small box truck, rather than a trailer, and then everything goes in the box truck for like one trip, rather than multiple trips.
Yes. And candidly, there's a small chance that'll happen because I only have one car and Gisela wants the car, and I might just rent one for myself, and I'd rent something that'd be useful. So, but that is a maybe later conversation. But with the trailer, that's less likely that I'll do that. Jeff, sorry.
So if you're a person who actually likes FamiLAB, volunteer and bike spread, what kind of volunteer things do you do as a volunteer? Is it song and dance?
It is.
Are you standing in the booth shaking hands with this baby?
For FamiLAB or for Maker Faire?
No, for FamiLAB.
What do you do?
For FamiLAB, when we talk about needing volunteers, thank you, Jeff. We need people to be at the booth to explain the projects that we have in front of us And we're gonna need two kinds of volunteers specific. One that just wants to talk about what FamiLAB is, highlight the projects we have. Some of the ones in the glass case will be highlighted, plus some other stuff that's coming out. We haven't approved it yet, but I'm hoping Alexandra's gonna bring us our cool dragon that she made to show off. Those kind of things, show off what FamiLAB can do and what we are. We also have the toy project where we encourage people to help us build the toys, which is gonna be the Hippo as well as the Carbon 13s, to give away to people in need, like to kids, etc. Because the timing's good to give to places. And also just spot fill the friends of FamiLAB, as I'll call them for lack of a better term, around us, aka Ricky's Marble Run, the sewing ladies, etc. It'd be like, if they need to take a break, we'll cover their spot for a little bit, because we're trying to make everything, again, like as close to one city block as we can do. That is that. There's also Friday, we try to set up everything we can. So if you can't make the full weekend, but you can help us with some just set up work on Friday.
Stayed up on Thursday because of the education day, or staying up Friday morning?
We did Friday morning, and because we're not gonna have everything set up for education day, it'll be Friday morning. Maybe some Thursday night stuff, we'll figure that out. But really Friday morning setup, all day, Saturday, all day Sunday, late Sunday's breakdown for us. And by late Sunday, we mean like till 7-ish o'clock. We don't have anything that's so intrusive that it takes like till super late, and we don't need to leave until Monday. We bring it back here. And then we glossed over it a couple months ago. We're still debating having a Saturday evening reception kind of thing here as well. We've gone back and forth about that. That's still up in the air. So throwing it out there for those members that can't make Maker Fair but want to we'll probably invite some people out, but we'll know that by next month as well. Plenty of time to get people the knowledge about if we're gonna have it from there.
Where is this again?
Maker Fair is the Central Florida Fairground, so on Colonial. Okay. Cool.
Just as a precaution, if you're working outside, like with Kyle and I, or anything with power racing or doing other kind of setup, just remember to bring sunscreen.
Did I make that
I-
mistake last year?
I make that mistake every year, and I've been doing it for like 15 years. So, I always forget the first day and then remember the second day.
I've been doing better this year.
So we're not getting any younger. Dermatologists are expensive.
I've been better about something.
What is education?
So Education Day is where, and Mike might be able to explain better than I am.
Would you like me to explain it better than you can?
Probably. Go for it. I was there, but I don't know what why these schools were allowed to come.
Yeah, so Education Day is something that we partnered with an organization who gave us a grant, gave Maker Fair a grant to hold an additional day of events where we take different groups of classes from schools around Orange and Seminole County, and I think Osceola as well. They essentially treat it like a field trip, and they come here during the day, especially for kids who may not get the opportunity to come here because of distance or other kinds of reasons. It's a field trip for them to come early to Maker Fair when it's less crowded, or they may not be able to get to go otherwise.
And it's not just that. Just kidding. We had Trinidad and Tobago came up last year as well.
We also reach out with all the homeschool groups and everything, so a lot of them will come out as well.
Yeah. So that's a good reminder, and that is a conversation that we will prepare everyone for in advance, who volunteers, because we do get, due to our name being similar to FamiLAB, we get a lot of questions about what we do with homeschool students, and it's changes, but we'll have a spiel for that specifically this year. We got more of it last year than we had the year before, and I don't think there's a limit to down like what does that look like, what do we mean, and how we can support or not, unfortunately, what they're looking for, because they're all looking for places to teach kids items, and I don't blame them, but again, we're not really set up for that. So we'll come up with a good line that we can use and explain it, and still encourage them to come see our space, because we're not anti that, but it requires some flexibility on all fronts.
Chaperones.
That's the bare minimum is that, but we're not. Yeah,
Parent, official parent or guardian.
Yeah.
I would, if they're looking for a space that is more curated, I
it's
would refer them.
metahumans.
Huh?
Metahumans. Sorry.
No, I was going to refer them, if they're looking for a space that's more curated for homeschool learning, I would refer them to the Melrose Center.
Yes. Good point.
I don't know what
Downtown
Seminole has,
library.
but I know what Orange County has down in Melrose.
Yes, the Melrose Center. Right. Yeah,
There's a couple of good libraries in the area.
Yeah.
There's
the Melrose Center space. Yeah. So in that, yeah, and we'll try to catch them on Friday as well, and connect with them so we can
The
refer
Melrose Center
appropriately.
people should be there. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
but I don't know.
But there's that, and then actually thinking out loud right now, putting Adam on the spot. You have there's a new makerspace up by you and your county,
There you go.
the Marion County one. We can find out if they're going to be there and what their information is for homeschool.
Okay, they will be there.
They will.
Yeah, I talked, well, when I went, whatever day that was that I went, she said that they hadn't signed up.
All right.
They can hang out with FamiLAB. We're cool people.
Yeah.
Make our city bigger.
They were right across from us last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they weren't really advertising what they were doing. They were like still.
No, they
Yeah.
weren't, they
So,
weren't public yet, but they
um,
are
Are you
now.
bringing a chicken petting zoo?
Maybe.
He didn't say no. Jessica really wants it. By the way,
So
you get approved instantly.
again, so that'll be one piece before we get to Maker Faire. I'm not going to say it's going to be September, October. Whoever's volunteering, we will come up with whatever we need to speak to for like referrals,
Yeah.
how we work with them, what our availability is, and what we work with them is, and
An FAQ list.
Yes.
With, like a script.
specifically for homeschooling, because that is a question that, understandably, both to our name and what we do, I understand why they want to know. And again, we're not against doing that, but we're not really set up to do that because to my point, we're not curated. We are not set up to take over the youths. We've made a couple of exceptions. They've gone well, so we're willing to have conversations with people. But there's a lot of in between. Mostly, we're not insured to take on a bunch of children.
The Orlando Science Center also has programs, but I'm not sure of their current offerings there.
Yeah.
But I know Melrose is still less expensive.
So we want to be helpful and point people in the right direction. But if it's a one parent, one child situation, we have options for that. We don't have options for pods, etc. Yeah. That's usually where the conversation breaks down really fast. Once we tell them that, we're like, and yeah, unfortunately, we're not set up for that. But cool. Anyone else around the room?
I have one. The thing about having students, literally do a presentation.
Yep.
What is that?
So that is the expectation is if you're going to get the discounted rate, you need to share your knowledge with the lab. As you're a student, you're learning new things, potentially much more modern than we've known from whoever's been doing stuff. So it can be done at the member meeting. It can be scheduled as a separate event. That the expectation is that to get the discount, you're going to present and share your knowledge as you're learning it through school to the greater community.
Right, I was just saying, if you're saying quarterly, that means you're asking the project every 90 days. I can just say that I work with a lot of college students for my job, and it's around finals time, they all start getting sick and they say they have to do other things. I'm saying that might be a heavy schedule for them.
They don't need to do it at finals time. They can do it in January and be good for 90 days.
It's not like we're asking.
And literally, I'm asking them to come in and talk about what they've been working on for 15 minutes.
Okay.
Share some knowledge.
Could even be a pre-recorded video thing.
That's all it's more, there's some where they can just submit something like a video.
Yeah. Ideally, I'd like to see them come in. I'd like them to utilize what our vision of this conversation was. You'll have to present something in school at some point. If you come here now and do it as a practice run with us, you get one extra cut of what you're already presenting and take it to class. That was the idea. And there's other ways to cut that up, but we need to make sure that that's the value that we're like the balance that we're talking about for getting this done.
Yeah, I understood, I just thought a project every 90
No.
days.
No,
sometime.
It's not a project. You don't. you don't even, you can talk about the fact that you've been taking, I'm just going to make up really big terms that I may not make relevant, but like if you're doing like aerospace engineering and you're taking a specific class on lift, give us 15 minutes on what you're learning in lift. That's it. Ideally, you're going to focus in on what we might be able to take over from what, like people are going to make RC planes. It'd be great if you could make it attributed, but honestly, we're all just like to learn things, and we just want to share that knowledge, and that's the ask.
You could also do a presentation why MIT is better than Notre Dame.
You good?
If you are doing a presentation on lift, there better be a sign-up sheet for a rocket trip ride.
There you go. There you go.
How do we know you're not making it up otherwise?
Fair.
One out of
Fair.
Apple.
We will check everything against Claude, so make sure you make it up. You're not making too much up. But yes, and if anybody who wants to come in here and make fun of Notre Dame, we can support that. But Stefano, does that answer the question? Like, we're not asking for you to do anything more than you're already doing in class. Just take one of your class projects and present it as a off-the-cuff conversation for 10 to 15.
Yeah, I was just saying, those things in my mind, like after the classes are over, you know what I'm saying, like maybe present something this end of December, start of January, you know what I'm saying? Just like where we're not in May. I just feel they're gonna start feeling the pressure 90 days of college.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Whatever.
Oh,
go ahead, Nate.
As long as it's a short presentation, I don't see that being a huge issue. If it were like come in and facilitate a 4-hour workshop, I would have similar concerns.
The idea is basically you're coming in to work on something. We all want to know what you're working on and share with us the knowledge that you're utilizing that
And if
to
you
make
don't
it.
want to give a presentation, you can give us $25 extra a month.
Yep.
And not have to-
That is exactly it. That's really it. That's really
There's your
the
offer.
change. Yeah. If you're shy, unfortunately, there's a $25 premium for that.
A huge shout out to the guy that just spoke up in the back. Lilio Stones or Nate, thank you for having running classes and stuck to your word. It's amazing.
Thank you, sir.
A lot of the growth,
sorry.
a lot of the growth that's been happening here, I think, is contributed to just those events being on the calendar. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you. And on that topic, on Saturday, I will be doing a intro to plumbing workshop here. So, 4-6. Okay. No, it's after all the other events.
Wait, he's not gonna come and jack up the bathroom that we just cleaned. is he?
No, we're cleaning it so he doesn't feel it's too gross to go in there and do work on it.
Just check it.
Yeah. Yeah. And we need to connect on that, by the way.
Yep. Yeah.
But yes, we one of our so and for those that don't know, one of our restrooms needs the toilet guts replaced. So he's utilizing that as a class and helping us at the same time.
I'm just
So.
gonna fix the toilet, have people watch it call the
Oh,
workshop.
that's funny, because I was ready to do that at some point. I really ended up talking about this.
Those are the kinds of things that we're trying to.
We come in there, oh, this looks
Synergy.
brand new.
I'd rather do electricity than plumbing any day.
For sure. And then before we leave, anyone on the phone want to make or online? Anything they want to add?
Yep. So this is Eileen, for those of you who can't see the screen. So I will try to come in on cleanup day and look into the snack area. I know we haven't ever broken even on that, but the funding that we did get went to projects that we did with the nursing home patient here locally. And we are still, I'll try to downsize it a little bit. You know, it's quite an expense to invest in the variety of stuff we had in the snack section. So we may be paring it down, but it will be freshened up this month. Hopefully I'll get in Saturday. If not, then later on. So don't stress over that for cleanup day. And the other thing I posted I requested and presented, those of you that know the history, we came to the makerspaces with the plastics project, doing the granulator. Currently, Mad Mark is housing the heavy duty paperweight that we made off the plans, Andy's plans from the plastics, Precious Plastics. Precious, but to update on their situation, Precious Plastics initiative is getting sued because they had no safety no safety guidelines or plans in with the plans they were distributing free, and somebody eventually got injured. So they're basically practically defunct and being sued for giving out plans online for do-it-yourselfers that ended up hurting someone. So the machine we put together following their plans was pretty rickety. So it's on display of what not to do at Mark's museum. And we are working on a safer idea, which is I know that Adam tried to do the soda bottle, peeling that into wire to melt that down into 3D printer filament. And we think that's a pretty precise use of it. We're just trying to promote the recycling of plastic for all types of making, not just 3D printing. And the compaction is the priority. We went to the Plastics Expo 2 years ago and get donated plastic. So if anybody does want some granulated plastic, clean granulated plastic, we do have that available, especially for community projects in the Robotics Club or the kids projects. And we are using that for crafts. But our design idea is for which we pitched a couple months ago here, is for a soda bottle spiralizer that is hands-free and electric to be prototyped, so that it can be then submitted once prototyped for patenting. So a countertop, hands-free, electric, push button soda bottle spiralizer. So I've posted the sort of the specifications of that for developers, robotics teams, if they're interested, and anyone who's interested in helping us do, grant requests for the funding for that to make a prize to go with it, or any, tinkerers that are interested in being in on the ground floor of something that could be a viable, valuable invention. That's posted in I Made This. So the document itself, 2 pages. It was a 1-page request, but we added in the 1-page flip side for potential sponsor investor breakdown. So any feedback that you can give people that participate with the inventors groups, or you can't get a patent on an idea, so you have to sort of pitch the idea out there and have something created to get the utility patent.
Yeah. Thank you, Eileen, for sharing. I think a couple people got some ideas about talking about the inventor piece. But highlight, so it's in the I Made This.
Mm-hmm. The 2-page document in the I Made This, just posted tonight.
Make sure you take
posted and dated, because it ultimately has to be published. You have to show a trail of publishing it, dating it, and proving that you were the first ones to announce it. We also, in advocacy for that, we also filled out the 22-page application to the emoji committee to have a bottle emoji. They've rejected the bottle emoji 3 times now within the last so many years. But instead of just requesting a bottle, we titled it bottled beverage - plastic, so that you're not jumping from baby bottles to wine bottles and not giving an emoji for young adults, children, teens, tweens, teens, and young adults to use to describe bottled beverage. So we did mention soda bottle spiralizer as the outcome of getting more emoji conversation about beverages bottled in plastic, with the focus of juices and sports drinks, and not just talking about bottled water or soda. So it's opening up a conversation about that. Ubiquitous.
What's the name of that organization that you get the emoji from?
So it's I don't know. I Googled how do you get an emoji created, and there's a whole committee, and their deadline was last week, and we put it in on the day of the deadline. So 22 pages submitted. It's a process that they do once a year. Reviewing.
Perfect. Thank you, Eileen. Anything else?
I've got a quick comment. My name is Neil. I run the Inventors Council of Central Florida. Eileen, can you reach out to me afterwards? Because you said something about not being able to patent an idea, and I'd like to chat with you about that.
Okay, great. Yeah, I think I tried to apply, and you guys, I don't know if you guys sent me the information back, but I get like 300 emails a day. So if you saw my application come in, or you sent back the link to do it, you might send it again for me. Sorry,
Yeah,
300 emails.
Just DM me on Slack here. I'm Neil. My name is _Neil_ on here.
Okay, great. I will. Thank you.
Well, and welcome, Neil, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
For everybody online and here, Neil is currently the president of ICCF, Inventors Council of Central Florida. I could say a lot, but he's a great guy. He's very talented, very sharp, and as is everybody at the Inventors Council. They've been meeting here for a while, and Neil is now a member. Welcome, Neil.
Thank you. And thanks for the space, by the way, guys, every quarter.
Glad to have you. Glad to have you as a member, Neil, and let us know if you need anything.
Will do. Thanks.
Cool. Looking through it online, just want to make sure both Gamma Rays, which I think is Sandra, as well as Diane, has a chance if they have anything to speak to before we close it out.
Yeah, I'll just say something real quick. Gamma Rays is getting ready to start our season. We'll be starting our fall meetings regularly with our team, and September 12th will be the official launch of the game that we'll be playing. So our team is getting revved up and ready. The challenge will be released on that day. So after that day, our team will be getting ready and getting together to create a robot for that specific challenge. So big thanks to John for pulling together the design build sessions over the summer. You've kind of helped get our team geared up with some ideas of how to start designing a robot. So if you'd like to support our team, and support can be anything from just helping us out, giving us ideas, giving a place where we can bounce ideas off of, even just filling out a survey for things that we might be looking at. Please join we have a Slack channel, right? I think in Slack called Gamma Rays. So please join us. I'll put updates there of what the team is working on. So looking forward to getting started with that.
Awesome. Hey,
thank you for the support. Appreciate it.
Everything you post in Gamma Rays for once you get the challenge, as well as just the bigger stuff, maybe not the day-to-day conversations, please feel free to copy that over to General as well, because there might be some people that aren't paying attention to your channel specifically that have thoughts about your what you're working on. So just do a copy over, post it definitely there first, and then just send it over for a big one.
If you use the forward feature in Slack, when they go to click on the message, it'll take them to the message in the channel.
Okay, you'll have to show me how to do that. Thank you for the idea.
Yeah, we just want to make sure. Yeah, definitely start with your post in your channel, and then forward it over to General, because we make sure that everybody's working on. And of course, those are for the big ones, not just the conversation back and forth. But
gotcha. Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support.
September 12th, because
yeah, we're really curious.
And if anyone wants to over-engineer anything, FamiLAB is the place to be. So
that's awesome.
Problem will be keeping us in check, honestly. Great. If I don't have anything from Diane, I'm going to go around the room one more time. Going once, going twice.
My chickens aren't very nice.
All right, Adam, let's talk about chickens and kittens.
I can't do the
Call to adjourn.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm good.
Adam Remington has chickens and kittens to sell. Dead chickens, live kittens. All right.
One of them you can eat. Take a guess.
Depends on what you're making. All right. On that, we're going to call it a night. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of the week, and we'll hopefully see you around the lab.
How much meat is on a kitten?
Nope.